Right, happy days. Welcome everyone. We're a couple of minutes out from starting this up, so I thought I'd just log in, set up all my bits and pieces. And welcome. We're about to watch a final that potentially could have concluded last week. Good thing. Yeah, watching new players play Dota is special. It's hard. Yeah, I need to dial back my backseat coaching for sure. It's just nice to watch people interact with the game and be figuring it out on the fly. But fair play though, you don't play badly. You don't play badly at all. And it's good that they've got you ranked against people of similar skills. So even if you're going to make 10 mistakes a game, there's a very good chance that your opposition will be making 20. So yeah, there's no wrong move sometimes. There's just a move. But yeah, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today we have Clutch versus Razington. A best of 3 that was meant to end last week, but purely just because of time constraints. People playing in different regions, Clutch wasn't able and didn't really have the kind of fortitude to continue on. So everybody kind of had a bit of a gentleman's agreement that we would finish that game off today. And that's why we're here. We're only here for one game. I will have a co-host as well in Pitta, who I will grab in about 5 minutes time. Let me just message him on Discord real quick. And I believe some of you guys were here for the speedrun. We're world record holders. We're intergalactic champions of being fast. So congratulations everyone. Medals in the post. Tea and medal ceremony incoming. And yeah, well done. That was good fun. Unfortunately, the first run got griefed, which was really, really frustrating. That player has been banned on every server you could possibly imagine that has any player base in it. So yeah, whoever, I'm not going to name them because that's giving them more credit than they deserve, but the individuals who griefed run 1 are going to struggle to play Factorio. Even if you go on an ult, I think they're looking at IP banning. I might be wrong, but they deserve it. Filthy animals. So, hey dude. They banned Airbus. Oh dear. So when Pitta comes in, I'm gonna need... Yeah, some people just fucking... I don't know why you want to do that. There was 100+ people in there. I think we worked out that that's 6 days worth of playtime. And they just decided, right, we're just gonna kick all of that to the curb. Okay, alright, no rush. We have plenty of time. Yeah, I mean, what a dick. You've got to be a special kind of person to be like... But then it's probably either somebody very young, or maybe somebody who's just drunk and just internally it's funny to them, but for everybody else on the server it's like, why? I watched Troopen's video back and you could hear it in his voice. He wasn't, do you know what I mean? Genuine concern. Like, why would you do that? Like, what would compel you to do that? So yeah. But either way, regardless, we're giving somebody who doesn't deserve our time more time than they deserve. So fuck that guy. Run 2 was epic. We absolutely smashed it, got a world record, and I'm proud of all of you. Every single one of you filthy animals. And yeah, and considering educational content, I've been working in the background on something that will help introduce new players to the game. They're very short videos. They'll be going up very, very soon. I've just been working on a few of them so that they're easy to watch, easy to consume. And yeah, just generally they should be able to teach somebody who's coming in completely fresh what to do, where to go, what not to do maybe. As well as talk briefly about concepts like meta, what the meta plays are for the different kind of game difficulties and different game modes. Obviously 1v1's very different to the team-based games. It's really nice. So I had somebody contact me saying that they wanted to play with their son, and if there was any way, let me get rid of this music. If there was any way, for instance, for us to be able to match him and his son together in game, and I think that's nice, off the back of watching the 1v1 tournaments and some of the streams here, they're really interested in playing with their young, I think he said his 9-year-old kid, so yeah, that's kind of cool, so Okay, Pitta is having problems with his headset. That's absolutely fine. Somebody's... Where's my art? I had some art going on. Oh, did it clear? Let's draw this again. Hang on a minute. As you can see, finally, I've managed to get my MS Paint tools working. And these are crucial when it comes to educating, like talking about the different kind of aspects and facets of the game, is being able to circle things, being able to point to kind of, aggressive patterns that the biters will take. So yeah, I'm really glad I've managed to get this back. It might not work. I mean, it has trouble at times, kind of lagging out or just bugging out, but we're going to try and go through some conceptual stuff at the beginning of the game whilst not much is happening. So yeah, feel free to marvel at my skills. E R. Excellent. And now I do believe this will try. Hey, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So as the game goes on, and especially for the captain's games, we can use this tool. Skills that pay the bills. We can use this tool to identify attack patterns, defensive ideas. When I first started streaming, I had this tool. It then got taken down. I believe the people that were patching it they just disappeared. I tried contacting them and I couldn't find them. And then I managed to find like a beta version that I can upload into OBS. So it's janky, it's buggy, and nobody's fixing it anytime soon. So hey, go by. How's it going, my dude? Congratulations on the world record run. That was awesome. It was absolutely nightmarish with the amount of people that came for game 3. I think I sat in a queue waiting to load in for like the amount of time that we set on the second. Oh shit, we're in. Carl's playing. I can barely move. Oh yeah, because when these those numbers. Hey man, it's all about the skills bills paying. I mean, one of our guys was in the queue all the way until the rocket launch. He literally he jumped into the game as the rocket was going into the sky. I felt really bad for him, but we had fun though. You know, we were singing some sea chanties, and yeah, it was really quality. I liked those guys that we played with, especially some of the new ones from YouTube, who were watching Spiffing Brits stream and then decided to join. I think we had somewhere in the region of like 5 or 10 new people. Yeah, run 3 was rough. It was rough, but I mean that's got to be a record, surely, right? The amount of people that we've managed to get together in one spot. That somewhere, I was saying this, somewhere a server must have been on fire, and then somebody mentioned that maybe it was one person's PC that was hosting that. Yeah. Well, it has to be world record in players. I've never seen a server that busy before, ever. As we can see, Raslington, one of our finalists, joining. Through his computer. Oh my god. Can you imagine if that's some crappy little laptop? I'd have had a fire extinguisher right next to it, just ready to go. Somebody's saying the fans on that computer must have been working so hard it was probably flying around the room, levitating. Okay. Raslington is in with us. We're waiting for Clutch. We have a start time that's pretty hard and fast for 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Central European time, but it might take a second or two to get everything set up, make sure we get the right map seed. As you remember, Expedition was hosting for us last night. Oh, he's got some big kit, right. Yeah, I mean, for a run that size, yeah, that was nutty. What was the final number? It was over 700, right? 750, I think I saw at one point. But mate, world record, and then like a precedent-setting run in the one true time zone, the best time zone, the non-European time zone. Yeah, that's mega, mate. And the thing is, nobody can ever take that away from you. You've got that as a bit of a badge of honour. And the thing I've started to notice now, that the more you organise stuff, the more people do come and generally get involved. 1,400 over the course of Jesus, mate. That's busy. That is busy, you know. But congrats, man, you made it happen. You know, none of us would be doing that without you and your effort and energy going in. And I massively applaud that, mate, because it's not an easy thing to set up. For instance, just to throw it over to the bite battle side of things, like Carl has done and also the admins in the background, but Carl's done a lot of heavy lifting here trying to get things up and running. So, yeah, if you ever see him in game, just give him a bit of a thumbs up. I do give him some shit for being a nerd and for being too try hard and winning too many games. I think his ego might be slightly in the clouds, but generally speaking, top boy. And we wouldn't be having these kind of events if it wasn't for some of the thankless work that's done in the background by people like that. So it does. I have a new YouTube channel. Thank you for updating me on that. That's a really good shout. So I created a new channel. It's exactly the same as the old one. It's just linked to my Twitch and my Discord. So it was taking ages to edit videos, and I realized that actually I can send stuff between all of my different accounts if they're linked. So can't get it working. Okay. I wonder how we can do it. So I'm gonna have a co-host with me if Pitta can get his headset working. We've got 7 minutes, mate. Do you have another mic? I mean, we could invite somebody else in to co-host if somebody would like to. Pitta seems to be having some technical issues. Oh, he's getting another microphone. Okay, awesome. As you remember... Oh, dear. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, my dude? I may need to just mess around with the audio settings. So if you don't mind, can you do a quick recap?
Quieter than usual.
Okay, got you. Can you do a quick recap of how we got here, and I'll just balance the audio as we go. And if anybody in chat can hear too much of Pitta or not enough, let me know and I'll balance the audio. So yeah, take us away, Pitta. Nice to have you with us again.
I like a full record of the whole tournament. I think I'm not qualified for.
I think maybe the finals, the two finals games that we witnessed.
Yeah, those were pretty interesting because like Clutch came from the upper bracket, where generally there was a lot more scaling and later game stuff like Flame Armor was tried, Gates, and also Red Ammo. And the lower bracket was pretty much dominated by early rushes and like pressure from the after the peace period of 4 minutes. There was like constant sending and pushing the Evo.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the final, those two styles met. And to varying extent, to be honest. Like, first game was won by Clutch because, guess gates are cheaper than.
Sorry, somebody's typed into chat. Is Pitta using a Pringles can as a microphone? That's terrible.
No,
it sounds good to me, mate. It sounds good to me. Sorry, continue.
I have to connect via phone, so that's not too
okay, I see.
But, yeah, I couldn't get my mic to my headset to load, and
that's absolutely fine, mate. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and then Resington, had like 5 minutes in between the first game, which he lost, and did some tweaking, got grenades earlier, got some more tight early game, and won the second game. And then it's basically, and now we are here. That's it.
It's going to be pretty epic. I believe they've had... I mean, if I was in this position, I'd be spending a week just looking over the stuff that I did, maybe doing a little bit of theory crafting. Do you think that we're going to see anything different? Do you think that one of them's gone deep into the box of tricks and gone, all right, he beat me once, I beat them once. I know what they're doing, I know what I do. Or do you think Razzington is going to be even faster and just break Clutch with speed, effectively?
I mean, I talked on Monday with Raz and half an hour ago. Yeah. And so I'm not sure how much I want to directly share, but I can point you into a direction. Like, how much did Razzington stream the last week?
I've not really been about, so
I can say I think 3 hours, and usually that's like a tenth of what he usually streams.
Okay, so he's been working in the background like a Rocky montage, training.
Yeah, that could be stuff coming up, but I'm not sure about Clutch. Like, I'm not close with Clutch. Don't know a lot of stuff about him, not what he's doing, and so maybe he did the same. Maybe we see the exact same thing because they looked for hours into the gameplay and said, "Yep, that's the best strat. I'm going to do it again, but faster." Who knows?
He was in our. We did 2 captains games yesterday because one ended quite abruptly, and he was in both of them. But as far as I'm aware, there wasn't a lot of talking going on. So maybe in the background, just silently grinding, silently. Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing with Clutch and some of the players on our server is that they are mechanically very strong when they play in the larger team games, but it's not often that we see them. The game is not open... Sorry, just quickly answering a question. Thanks for joining us. The game is not open to spectators, purely just because if we keep having people load into this map that we're currently in, it can slow the game down. So there's a couple of people with the passwords, streamers and referees, etc., and some of the admins. But I believe there are a few streams going up. So I think myself, Anti, is streaming this as well. And I think Raslington is streaming his perspective, but I don't think he's going to be talking. And so we're going to try and, myself and Pitta, we're going to try and do the blow by blow, punch by punch, round by round analysis of what goes on in this final game of the finals. So, yeah, the best place to be is probably here or with Anti-Elites, one of the two. Yeah.
So I mean, there are like several options. Either you go for the knowledgeable, great streamers, or you go over to Anti. So choose for yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Anti lost in his first match, right? So
he did, yeah, to Ness.
So that's, I don't know.
For any of you that are waiting for the games to be uploaded, I have learnt that my PC can be upgraded, so I bought some upgrades and they're going in today. Just small little things I just should have really upgraded ages ago. So there's more games to go up. I've got many of the pool stages, I've got many of the quarters, the semis and the finals, as well as other streamers are sending me their games, so we can put them all onto a working YouTube link. That will go up onto my Twitch as well. Like I said, I've recently swapped everything around. It's a bit of a nightmare, but all the old content, like when we played 67 players versus 7, that will go back up onto YouTube as well. There is a future tournament that I will be speaking about in the middle of the game, and that is actually happening in a couple weeks' time. I think it's the 28th of January. I need to confirm that, but there's another money tournament, and some of the prize money from this is being rolled up into that as well. So if you think this is good money for the winner, which I think it is, we don't have long until the next tournament. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, you'll find, actually, I might be able to make it live, but the second finals game has uploaded today. So you'll be able to, hopefully I can get all 3 of these finals games, up by the end of today. And then it's just about filling in the gaps for the pool stages that I missed and the semi-finals that I wasn't able to cover. But yeah, are you going to be throwing your hat into the ring for that one, Pitta, for the January tournament?
I'm just trying to look for a date for that one. I think it was January, right? But which day? Like,
let me double check. I've been sent all of the details. I'm just terrible at promoting. Okay, so
27th of January. I think that's it, right?
It might
Fighter
be
Battles Master.
The date that I have
3
is 28th Jan, 1400, so 2 o'clock Central European time, 1 o'clock UK time, GMT, and that's all the way till 11. I think the way that they're doing it is they're going to do it 2-day. Yeah. So maybe it starts on the 27th, finishes on the 28th. Maybe. I'll talk to Carl. Let me go message him real quick.
He talked about stretching the tournament over 2 days, but in the sheet, it says 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Saturdays are pretty tough for me, so I'll have a look. But yeah. We'll see. What about yourself? Want to cast or join the
I want to play, but what I'd be doing is I'd be depriving somebody else of the prize money, and I'm not about that. You know, I earn a decent whack with my normal day job, and it's like the captain's games. I want to play and just kind of show off how to win a game single-handedly, with obviously the help and support of your teammates. But it's pretty much me, hard carrying, and it's not fair. It's kind of a guaranteed result. So I don't think it'd be nice. There's somebody else that's more deserved of that money than myself. So humbly, respectfully, highly talentedly, if that is a word, I step back. We'll do some commentary on the sub. I actually really enjoy this. I'm starting to really find a rhythm with streaming that I just didn't have it initially. So yeah, one of these days, I will log in and you'll be able to see what top 1% talent looks like. But until that day happens, unfortunately, I'm going to be stuck behind a microphone.
We have to watch the Captain Games to see you in action. And,
yeah. Well, it's about time.
All the glory and spread there.
I have a 100% win record over multiple games, not just one. Hey Ness, how's it going? Nice to have you with us. So yeah, I need to kind of, before the end of the year, maybe I put my reputation on the line, because if I win another captain's game, not that it's all about me. We're here for Clutch versus Raslington, obviously, but just as we wait for the game to set up. I might put my reputation on the line and captain the last game of the year, and then I'll end the year with 100% win rate over the course of 12 months. So yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There is one more captain's game to go, by the way, of this year, which is next week on Saturday. And again, there is another tournament. It looks to me like it's going to be a weekend tournament, so it's 27th and the 28th. And you can see I've just chucked that into chat there. 2 o'clock Central European time start. And you can work out where you are in the world and what that means to you. Today, we're here for one thing and one thing only, which is one game, which is the final game of the 1v1 Masters tournament. I'm joined by Pitta as a co-host to commentate the game. The two players involved in this final will be Clutch 331, as you can see up here, and also Raslington, a very fast British man who I think will be even faster than last time. I will throw up a prediction. That is a very good point. And since we're closing in on the game started, that's a great shout. You guys are better streamers than I am. 1 second, let me get a prediction up here. Let's see if you can predict with your challenge points. And this is for winner takes all. Winner takes all. Alright. Start prediction. Who wins all the marbles? Here we go. I'll give you 5 minutes to figure it out. And this is for all the marbles. This is for everyone. So let's see who backs who. I think it should be even. Raslington might have some support here. Fair enough. But generally speaking, I think that it should be split right down the middle. Some people go for Clutch, some people going for Raslington. I'm going to take a quick break and just grab some water before this all starts. I feel like my voice is going to go halfway through. I don't know about you, dude, but it is cold where I'm at. What's the weather like in Germany? Bit miserable?
I haven't been outside today, so who knows?
Got you.
No, it got a bit warmer. Like November was pretty chilly, but yeah,
Okay.
went better. But no snow, of course. Like at least where I live, like not in southern Germany, but yeah, here where I live, there's not a lot of snow in basically all the last years. So
And that's such a shame. I remember Christmas used to be holly jolly, full of snow. Making snowmen, throwing snowballs, everything snow related. And now it's just miserable, mate. I don't know what's happened. This global, I mean, there's no such thing as global warming, right? Because the planet's flat. So, I'm kidding, mate. Holy shit.
I'm just
Sorry.
trying to find a point where to get into, but no.
Can you imagine? Oh my god, it's been a really normal stream, and then you come out with things like, yeah, well, space isn't real.
Well, okay.
Everybody knows that lizard people run the world. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, global warming, yeah, could be a case. Who knows?
Okay, Carl has said, let's begin. Just to say in advance, the next tournament will take place on Sunday, Jan 28th. Raslington is ready, Clutch is ready, and here we are. We're looking for a map, so they have to agree on which map they want to play on, and that's mostly predicated around. Once we load into the next seed. ID synced. I'm back. That would have been terrible.
A lot of people, you think, yeah?
It mostly is denoted by the patches, and if I bring out I managed to get MS Paint tools into Factorio. These patches and their kind of orientation. Quick question, can you see these arrows on the screen from Twitch? Can you guys actually see what I'm drawing here? I really do hope that you can. Yes, awesome, brilliant. I love these tools. So let me just quickly walk you through, if you're new, whilst we get the game set up. If you have a look down here, you'll see a box, and that box is full of items. Very important. These are your starting items when you begin the game. You will spawn, and in the 1v1 environment, you will spawn just above this box. As you can see here, Clutch is gone, and that box is full of items that will begin your game up. The objective of this game mode is very simple. Defend this silo at all costs. If it dies, you lose the game. And in this game, this is a 1v1 where we've gone best of 3, and both of these players have won 1 game each. Their playstyles are pretty different, and I'll let Pitta go into the details of, for instance, what Raslington's doing and what Clutch is doing, because he's much better placed and positioned to explain all that stuff. I feel like I'll be flying around drawing a lot during this game, but hopefully we can be a bit educational, hype the game up a little bit too, and we're about to see some very high level 1v1 play, so we are literally waiting for the countdown from 9 to 1, and then we're gonna go. Who's your money on then, Pitta? Who would you choose out of this?
Res, definitely Res. He won the last game,
Yeah.
and I assume he spent a lot of time watching VODs, analyzing stuff, trying new stuff. I'm not sure if Clutch did it, but even if he did, I doubt he did more than Res. So my money's on Res, to be
Got
honest.
you. Okay. Is there a way potentially, and I'm just theorizing here, could he have over prepared? I mean, could there be some nerves going into this, thinking, right, I've done all this work, I've put all these hours in. You know, do you think maybe he might trip himself up, or do you think he's? I mean, obviously as a speedrunner, you're consistent, so you know, consistency is what makes you good.
He sounded pretty relaxed and in place when I talked to him like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm a bit concerned about like there's trees in the south where normally the defense goes, and
Yes.
we haven't seen, at least I haven't seen a match that was played on a heavy, like not heavy, but like a tree-like map.
Got you.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
have
actually a
to
good
see
point.
how that works out. And I think that's worse for the guy that doesn't rushes.
Yes. So here's,
And
for anybody that doesn't know the way that this game is played out, I'll quickly zoom out so you can see the map. There is a river that divides both sides, and the ore patches are effectively reflected on either side. As we see the numbers count down, these are silly, aren't they? You'll see that the ore patches are reflected, so no side has an inherent advantage. Wait, do we have pause? Okay, awesome. We've just quickly paused whilst Clutch sets up his hotbar. As I zoom out really quickly, and in the blackness of the map fog, bugs will stream down towards your objective, towards your silo, in these kind of directions here. And so later on, you'll be seeing some of the players employing some defensive strategies by drawing a line, effectively, of either walls, but probably stone furnaces, to try and cut the bugs off and defend at a point where the stuff they build behind them. Oh, thank you for the sub. Holy crap. Awesome. Sorry about that. That's mega. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, they're going to draw a defensive line that will try and keep the bugs back, as over time, the evolution of the bugs, the strength of them, will get bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger to a point where it becomes overwhelming. The opening play, the opening gambit for both players should be relatively similar. Power is important. You need it at the very beginning of the game. So we're not going to see too much deviation here, are we, at the very beginning, Pitta?
I mean, we see small stuff like Reslington built his first like on spawn power plant, which he didn't do before.
Yeah.
And I think it's reasonable today because the code is too far to do on-patch stuff. Clutch tried to do that and then realized, it's too far, and then he placed it to the south. And Clutch didn't set up his hotbar. So if we want to interpret something into that, I think Clutch could be a bit nervous.
Yeah. Quick mouse slip is all it takes. Half a second off, and you do that maybe over the course of 30 minutes, 10 to 15 times, and you're 10 to 15 seconds behind. And the speed at which these guys play as well is, one small deviation can really set the tone for how the rest of the game is going to go. If I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Clutch employed a gate building strategy. And for all of you that are new, just as the game is firing up and things are being built, we can see here that contrary to like the standard Bite to Battle setup where you're sending science, here you're sending items such as yellow magazines, walls, red magazines, in order to impact the opposition side's evolution of the bugs. And I believe it was Clutch that employed a gate strategy, whereas Razzington employed it was yellow ammo and turret spam effectively, but it was really efficient, it was on the money, it was timed to perfection, and it can catch you off guard to the point where if you want to go into that deeper tech by getting to gates, for instance, you're basically rushed out of your position before you can really hit your timings on that. So I'm interested to see how much faster Razzington is going. I mean, he's already got 2 lines up smelting, or 4 lines, sorry. And he's got his block of buildings down that will be producing all of those items. So, yeah, looking good.
And it looks like the exact same thing. Like Raz doing the 2 half lanes into direct smelting, and Dutch doing the almost full line into 36 furnaces with the lower part on copper, which is building now. So it seems like no deviation, at least currently. And I would say that benefits Res, but we don't know. We will see.
An early copper line from Clutch Whereas Raslington didn't prioritise copper that much in his runs, if I remember correctly. It was lots of iron smelting, and then followed by kind of like I think it was one line of copper that we saw from him.
Yeah, he did some early copper, which buffered then a bit, so he could
Yeah.
start his furnace production. But yeah, Clutch builds the copper early for the long research, and because he needs a lot of green circuits for walls as well, which buffer up. He had a pretty small production of green circuits, but started very early. And yeah, in his first games and in all previous games, he got along with it. But yeah, in the last match, Resident punished him for it, for building up too much economy again.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see.
So somebody has mentioned very quickly that there is a tiny gap just to the east where the bugs can file through, and they think that this could be potentially, as we see the first send of 100. Geez, that's massive for an early send. 124 yellow magazines.
That's the same strat. Early pressure from Raz, and Clutch is not doing anything with the plates. He just buffers them up and handcrafts some. But Raz is just pedal to the metal and let's go.
And that's what we saw from most of Raslington's games, especially against opponents. Like, he would rush the North, or whoever he was playing against, up to like 10%. And there wasn't a lot of sends back in his direction. We haven't seen kind of that yo-yoing of you send to them, they send to you, and then you both slowly but surely like crank the temperature up. One bug's managed to make it through. At this point, for anybody watching, the bugs are not well evolved, they're not very strong, and you can melee them down at like 0.6%. When they go to about 10 to 15%, you need to be shooting them, and at anything above that, you need some passive defense like turrets to really help get you to push them back. As you can see now, in the north, Clutch has kind of organised a defensive line that will hopefully fight the bugs back into these areas and stop them from crashing down onto his base. And establishing a defensive line early on is very important. You don't want them hitting you in multiple areas, causing damage in multiple different parts of your base, and then you're running around just fixing things that are on fire. But another send in the first opening few minutes of the game means that North are dealing with 8% bugs, which is manageable now, but later potentially could be untenable. And it's that yellow.
We had a small mini game last time where we counted grenades.
Oh yes, definitely
we
keep an eye on
that
that
again. So chat, if you want to count grenades with us.
Very important, actually.
10 with whom they started, and yeah, we'll see. Small mini game.
Because it got down to he got down to one grenade at one point, Raslington.
Yes.
And he was literally, if he had kept, being attacked and the game had been prolonged, he would have been completely at odds without any heavy defense. Early on, for anybody that's new that's watching, ammunition and gun turrets easily beat the bugs back. Later on, a grenade can detonate an entire wave, and you'll see later on that the waves will be vast and large, to the point where a single turret or even a group of turrets can become overwhelmed. Very similar to, scenes out of Starship Troopers, for instance. They just come, they just ravage you, and it's difficult, you get overwhelmed. So you need kind of multiple layers of defense, and you'll see as we're seeing lots of stone furnaces being built off the stone patch, as well as we do have that for Clutch as well. These stone furnaces will be a pivotal defensive item that will be used to create a buffer between yourself and the bugs, and hopefully behind that you can see lots of gun turrets and maybe the old grenade be thrown as we hit almost 11%. Raz is so fast, man. That's so quick.
Yeah, we have the full send by Raz, no research yet. He set up some labs, so he's like all in pressure currently, and Clutch is doing the same as he did last time. Some hand-fed semi-automated builds, some hand-fed labs, researching to automation, military, and I think he did like ammo damage as well last time before grenades, which was pretty tough, but he got it working again. And Rez is currently doing, what is he doing? Gun turrets, automation, logistics. Yeah, okay, so he's preparing his usual threat research-wise as well.
Looking strong from both players so far. I mean, as you can see here, the bugs waves will come and they will be attracted to the gun turrets, but you can see
they destroyed the first turret on north.
Yeah, and they're damaging the second as well. So this is already, the pressure is starting to ramp up and mount. As you can see, there are so many bugs that obviously you'd need about 10 turrets down to really just blow the wave away straight away. Interesting, and they do come through the trees as well. Sometimes, if I can get my paint tools out, the trees are quite useful because they'll fracture the bug's wave as they kind of fight their way through the density of the trees, causing them to split. Whereas sometimes you'll get the pathing of the bugs just head down an open alleyway and basically swarm and overwhelm your defensive setup. So this is going to be quite an interesting way to see which way the bugs decide to path, because obviously you've got, you know, mining over here that could be overwhelmed. Bob Ross would be proud. I mean, what do we think, chat? These drawing, I mean, my drawing particularly is not very good, but is drawing on the map helpful at all? Just to kind of show different areas and point out different bits and pieces? I like it. I'm glad I've got this tool back. And if any of you guys know the people that make this tool, please get them to get in touch, because it doesn't exist anymore. I've had to use a really kind of janky beta version that's really buggy, so I'll stick the name of it in the VOD. And again, we will stick to the action that's happening in the game, as it is happening very, very fast. However, I'm going to be creating some educational videos about this game mode, so look out for them going up onto YouTube as well. I feel like there's lots of simple stuff that we can use, we can explain about this game mode and about the team-based game mode that would really help new players understand what's going on, and potentially maybe get some of you guys into these tournaments. The thing to remember here is there's cold hard cash on the line. Somebody that will walk away with a really strong sum of money today off the back of being skilled at this game mode, and I like that. You know, ups the ante a little bit. And we were talking about prize money last week, and we were talking about, you know, what would you do if you won? Would you save it? Would you... those videos will be up on the new channel, and I will remember to change the link out. Apologies, a bit of a monologue there, Pitta. I do apologise.
That's totally fine. I'm just trying to see, but I still, like, there's like Res got turrets and stopped his ammo production and did more turrets, which is a gamble, because if Clutch would send, he doesn't have ammo.
Yes.
But seems like it's a good read, a good read on the meta he played, and he's now automating copper. If he goes like, that's maybe the only thing you could criticize on his play last time, that he sent a lot of ammo while having turrets.
Yes.
And turrets research and done, and he caught that. I didn't talk about this in the broadcast, but he found it out himself, and he's switching that up now as well. So it could be that Clutch will be under much more pressure this time, and Lincoln having his build a bit sharpened.
Let's quickly, I'm going to dive into the research queue. Hopefully, you know, this doesn't give anything away, but we're just going to pop in and have a look. So, Clutch is prioritising physical projectile damage 1. Understandable, he will be using his turrets often this game. Meanwhile, Rasington, Lodgies, and that's about it. So the way that I remember the last game going... Clutch kind of invested heavily into his turrets being stronger, shooting faster, and doing more damage, expecting the rush to come. So he's effectively kind of running into the storm, running up the hill, into all of the pressure that Raslington's going to be putting onto him. And in that knowledge and in knowing that is going to come, he needs to kind of invest a little bit in his defensive structures, whereas Raz is really just grabbing items and sending them and just forcing this number up. And if we get any around 40, 45% to 50%, we can imagine that Clutch is going to be in a dire situation. The way that Clutch is trying to mitigate that is by investing in his defenses and effectively trying to just keep calm and carry on, get to the technology that he believes will win him the game, which I think will be gates. There might be a small deviation potentially, but I think it will be gates. And it's basically somebody who wants to go really, really fast versus somebody who needs to survive the rush and get to their own spot. So it's going to be an interesting one. The bugs aren't that vast at the moment, so they're not being too troubled.
But counting grenades, Clutch used one,
Okay.
and lost a lot of ammo and turrets, so I think that's fine. And he's just now building a small build. That's the first deviation that we see from Clutch. Last time he built like 15 stone miners into like 12 furnaces, and now he builds like 3 direct inserted into 3. So that could potentially be flavor ammo, because you need some bricks for that, but not a lot.
Yeah, this is different. I don't remember seeing a lot of brick production.
Yeah, but maybe I'm also misremembering stuff. But Let's see. Let's see. Maybe he changes stuff up or wants to build later.
I mean,
I don't
walls
know.
are one of the technologies you can send, but I don't think we've seen anybody send walls. And somebody just
Yeah,
mentioned,
was
yeah, there's no oil. At least in the initial area, there's no oil. So, as we saw with Timinator, his strategy was to go for flamer ammo, and obviously Tim kind of got knocked out in the semis. Leaving your base is dangerous, especially when the threat is ticking itself up.
and we see bigger attacks on the north, like chiseling away on the defenses. There
Yeah.
are some turrets without ammo, some with a lot of damage, and there's another wave coming. But it seems like there's like 2 turrets with a lot of ammo.
And then the rest are
We'll
running
see.
out. Yeah, oh no. There's 6 turrets here that just aren't.
And
2 more
2
grenades go down
grenades,
from Clutch.
maybe more. No, he's feeding ammo, which is a good call.
Yeah.
But that means we are down to 7 grenades.
Yes. The thing to
Versus
remember here, from
assume 10.
Clutch's point of view, is that every second he spends coming up here and rearming his defences is a few seconds where he could be building, progressing, and moving his own plans forward. So you kind of it's a fine balancing act, it's a delicate balancing act between spending too much time here defending, waiting for the waves to come, and getting yourself, kind of back on track here. So yeah, Rasington doing what he did last time is very, very quick. He's hitting some insane timings when it comes to the building and sending. And Clutch is almost dealing with 20% bugs at the 14-minute mark, which, I'm going to be honest, is pretty scary.
Yeah, there was the message that medium spitter has spawned, which is lucky. But the biters will follow soon after, and we'll see how Clutch handles medium biters and
Yes.
spitters. But yeah, 7 grenades and 18%. Attacks don't get less powerful from here on.
Interesting to see Clutch's investment into reds. I mean, have you seen how many labs he's got down? 2, 4, 6, 9 labs.
Yeah,
With
he
buffered
builds
red
5
signs
at
as
the
well.
start. Yeah, he builds 5 at the start and then expands to like 10 or 12 last time. So technically now it's almost the same.
Yes.
But I think the expansion is earlier because the projectile damage is way farther on. So I think it's earlier or faster labs. Or maybe the productions are always working, and so the researchers keeps going.
Yeah, I remember
We had
somebody
some issues
saying.
with that last time.
I remember somebody saying that doing one of the, I think it was either damage 2 or speed 2 for your projectiles took 10 minutes, which in a game which normally lasts about 35 to 40 is a really heavy investment for an upgrade like that. But we did see Clutch beat out Raslington in game 1 purely just off the back of investing in these little turrets. In normal biter battles, we don't like these things. In the 1v1 game mode, they're kind of your saviours. They're your saving grace if you're getting pushed like this early on. You can leave these guys, you can set them down, forget about them. They're relatively cheap to make, although, you could argue that maybe you'd want to send a few if you've got some in hand. As a medium biter is spotted away from Team North. Oh dear.
But we see the first bigger deviation from Rising. He builds like 8 assemblers that are like more doing science preparation, handcrafting help. So he's not all in. So he wants to either have a smoother playstyle or he wants to attack harder into the tech tree.
What does he sacrifice from his initial playstyle by going like this? Because this is new. I don't remember seeing like a maul effectively being slapped on top of your initial kind of turret and ammo production. What does he lose by putting this down, or what does he gain by putting this
offensive
down?
power? He loses offensive power. That's but maybe it's for later, so he hits harder later.
Got you.
But we'll see what he goes for. But that's 8 assemblers. Maybe it's also because we have to. Big attack on.
And as you can see, the small biters, their shells denoted by a beigey light brown colour. The medium bit spitters have like a pinkish salmon colour to their back. Big biters have blue shells and are larger, obviously. And behemoths, which I don't think we'll see today, but behemoth biters are green, and we also have bosses in the game as well, which will have health bars, but I don't think we'll see that in a 1v1 setting. The waves now, though, are threaded in a couple of medium biters, which take a few more bullets to go down, allowing them to swarm and slowly but surely kind of another grenade. 2 grenades.
Cool. And turrets, okay. Yeah, but attacks get heavier, and we see the ammo belt again.
Yes, yeah. A
Which
curse,
is
really.
hand-fed and, yeah, a lot of... Wait, yeah, and we are down to 5 grenades.
Yep. So Carl's been pinging this iron mining setup that Raz has sat down, but it's not fully turned on yet. I wonder if power as well, as we see these guys slowly building larger and larger bases, if power is going to slowly but surely need to be added to as well. Although they're looking pretty stable, with another 20 turrets sent from Raslington. Let's take a look at the munition log. It's all Raslington up to the north again.
And Clutch finished the research, the damage research, and goes for walls, logistics, and most likely gates again.
Yes. I mean,
yes.
Gates are strong.
So few bricks. But you don't get gates if you don't have bricks.
Yes. I mean, you could argue potentially you could set up another like small brick setup just below your current stone mining, but it's.
But that's the thing you want to buffer early on.
Yes.
Because you only have one stone patch here, and he overbuilt some of it. Yeah, not sure. And Raslington does like there were a lot of memes about his like 3 labs trying to finish a research. He now added like 8 or like blueprinted 8 and double signs, so we will see red and green signs permanent research by him. While he has some issues fixing power.
Everything's off. What are we missing? Is it this power?
There's a power boy missing. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Slight misstep, but it's not game ending. It's not run ending.
That's 10 seconds, yeah. But there was a big attack meanwhile on the ammo belt, and Clutch, I'm pretty sure, used grenades again.
Oh,
yeah, he's down to 3.
Yeah. They've made it quite deep there as well, to be fair. I mean, they've run pretty close to the silo.
Yeah.
For any of you watching, just as a recap, if you lose your silo, the game is over. This is your main protective item. This is your throne. You know, both sides have one, and the idea is to tech up, and then have enough defensive tech to defend from any rushes, and also kind of push your enemy over the edge. So yeah, we really don't want our silo, or the bugs, to be anywhere near the silo at the moment. We want to be pushing them back as they're coming in. God, I love these. I'm so happy I've got this back, man. When I first started streaming, we had some great MS Paint tutorials about defense and wall patterns, and the good old days. All right, let's get back into the game. A lot more production buildings have been stuck down by Raz now, in terms of turret builders. I feel like he's added an extra 6.
Yeah, some at least. Not quite sure how much. And Clutch research military too. And goes for military science back.
Interesting. So that's
which
we were going for
gates. Oh, it's needed for. What? Why does he do military science pack 2? Does he go for combat like defenders? Or does he actually go for flamer armor, which is super weird in this spot?
Yeah, I don't see any oil. Unless it's just on the edge. I mean, you need like 1 or 2 spots. I think as well, we noticed
some raiders down to scout.
We noticed a little bit that the ammo belt ran dry. The ammo belt ran dry a little bit sometimes for Clutch, at times, and that could be devastating, especially if a really large wave comes, and some turrets begin to kind of starve. It's backing up nicely.
Yeah, he just hand-fed a bunch, but the turrets in the middle aren't super healthy. Or now they are. Yeah, now they are. The ammo belt is buffering up. And Raz is losing a bit of time, pressure-wise. but he's doing automated coal now, it seems like.
Okay.
But hasn't set up his lab. He blueprinted it early, he built the ingredients early, but didn't get any use from it yet. So, yeah, he's now doing that.
Green science. Interesting. We didn't see much green from him last few games? I think he just stayed on red and it was just a pure mag and turret spam.
Yeah, he handcrafted the 20 he needed for the grenades, and the rest was all like direct inserted red sites.
Interesting. All right. So we have a slight adaptation, slight evolution of the game plan.
Yeah,
Maybe that theory
definitely.
crafting and the playing a lot less online, so that I can kind of like work out what it is that I need to do. If I was Raz, for instance, if I was in this position, this could pay off big, man. This could be like a secret weapon that we're about to see
And
unleashed.
like talking about factorial mechanics, there's like red signs being sent up and down, and it works out because a lab usually buffers 2, and then 1 can be in the air and the rest can research.
Yes.
So it looks
Yeah.
funny, but it is actually not too bad. And what he's going for? Military 2, nothing queued after that. Okay. Let's see. And the furnace buffer on the top left are gone, and Clutch is not looking to go there.
It's interesting because he's losing a real large chunk of his defensive line. I mean, if we think about the bugs wanting to kind of flood us in different areas, in a way, if they manage to kind of pick a hole through your defense, you end up with a gap in your defensive line like this. Later on, and I say this often in Bite battles, it's not wave 1 that really matters. For instance, if the yellow colour is wave 1, all you need is wave 2 to come in next in 30 seconds time and make it through, and all of a sudden you have them directly on top of the most important part, which is your defensive structures. So arguably you want to have a solidified line, if not multiple lines of defenses, to keep them away. A thick wall or a thick buffer of, for instance, these stone furnaces. And the reason why, and I know all of you guys know this stuff by now, but I'm just explaining for the one or two people that are in the room that might not know. These stone furnaces are incredibly cheap to build, they're incredibly quick to put down, and they act as effectively like a bit of a shield, a bit of a buffer. Normally, in a game of bite battles, you'd be using just a wall, because you can kind of seal yourself off from the bugs. But for now, initially, as you see the bugs coming in, they'll hit these walls, and they kind of need to kill these off before they get to the turrets. So kind of giving you a little bit of a buffer, a bit of a shield. And in one area in the middle of Clutch's defensive setup, they're all down. So potentially, if he was to get swarmed, you're going to start losing turrets. Maybe. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that, but yeah. And as we can see, Razington's opted for what looks like a triple layered stone. Very organised, actually. You see a lot of people that play this game mode where they just spam left click and just, make some circles, and it's all a bit chaotic. Oh, north, relatively big attack. Turret goes down. Sideswipe. Oh, you hate sideswipes. So we are 26 minutes into a game. You were very good at predicting the ending timing of game 1, because you were about 30 seconds off, which I think is an acceptable margin. Game 2, we were about 3 or 4 minutes off predicting the end, from some gallant defense from Clutch. Do you see this game going the distance, going 40 plus minutes, 50 plus minutes? Oh, Pitta is offline. Okay, solo casting. I don't think that this game goes.
I'm there. Don't you
Okay, no
worry.
worries. So good, man.
Yeah, the issue is I just muted myself for a sec. Like Rez is doing different stuff, and I'm not quite sure what. Like is he himself doing a gate strat? Because he has a lot of mall, he has a lot of research, and he's now doing. So
This is new.
Can't really point it, but I think both players will hold to 50%.
My question there is, who gets to gates first? Because Raz has been building and sending, so that's a slight deviation and use of your time. Whereas Clutch has really just been going straight to gate. So will he hit gate timings first?
He actually hit it first, but he has no bricks, no walls.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused if he even goes for. What is his research? He's doing physical damage too. He's not going for gates. He's doing military science. I don't know. I'm really confused by both of their.
Are we missing something? Has there been an item that's been made that we haven't seen before? For instance, defenders. Do you think that maybe we could get to a defender sender
But
type
then he would
gameplay?
research towards defense now. Like he's preparing red ammo. He's not sending red ammo. He's preparing military science, but is not going for defender tech. But there's an attack on the right side. No ammo. We see grenade. We don't. But he should be able to get grenades. Yeah, he's out of grenades, but hasn't researched. Like he put all grenades into military science, like 40.
Interesting. Clutch
But I'm
is
not
he's changing
sure.
up. Both players are actually changing up a little bit here. This is. What are we thinking? This isn't what we saw game 1 and game 2. I mean, Rasington is playing similarly stylistically because he's picking up items, he's sending them, he's forcing the issue. We're up at 32% now for the north. But yeah, like you said, bricks, queuing up green side to be automated.
I mean, judging by the amount of military science he wants to do, he goes defenders.
Yeah.
Because he handfed for 100 military science, and that's defenders.
Yeah. Meanwhile, power on north is an issue. We're seeing slight yellow power here. It's not terrible, but it's going to slow production down. And power on south is looking good.
Big attacks.
Oh dear,
3
that's
big
huge.
waves, and he has no grenades on him. Does he? Oh, he
1, 2, 3, 4. But he must be low now, surely with only 1 or 2 left.
Oh, he has 40 now. Did he handcraft a lot? Oh, he has the on-patch assemblers. I see. Okay.
Got you. Yeah. Slightly missed that. There's a lot going on, so apologies
now
if we do miss.
Defenders. He now queues defenders. He goes defenders.
Have we seen defenders at all this tournament?
It didn't, but I didn't catch all early games. And
I think Gates and ammo sends were strong. I remember Ness got quite deep into the tournament with the red ammo send. But very interesting.
Defenders are like, one defender is like 4 turrets, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. So it's basically the same, even more extreme. Clutch goes for later tech. That is cheaper though, but that explains why he didn't do a lot of bricks.
Yes, yeah. You just need a few of them to get the mill site up and running. I like this. I don't know if you can pull it off, but it's definitely going to be different. I mean, we haven't seen...
He has some execution issues. Like, he's now fixing power, but there's, like, he queued the tech, but the military stuff doesn't go into the buffer box because there's a power missing. So he is feeling the pressure. Attacks again. He's going to the north, not fixing his research. I don't know. He now fixed it.
Okay. Yeah, got you. And walls from Raz now. Raz is sending walls. That is a first, I think.
Yeah, he is sending walls.
155. Only changed the Evo by 0.5. Interesting. That's not a massive jump. Although walls are the second tier of technology, so it's not, it's not weighted as large as the deep attacks. But still, though. Oh, huge attacks going on the north. They are being repelled. And we can see that the turrets have got some additional kind of buffs to them in terms of damage and firing speed, but the turrets themselves are inherently quite weak. So even though they can spit out a lot of damage, they can't take a huge amount either. And it's why when we play the main game with teams and stuff, we end up kind of bypassing these for things like flamer turrets and a really thick wall. But in 1v1s, you don't have the time, and you just need to let these guys do a lot of the heavy lifting by killing everything that they see. And yeah, defenders.
Res has a setup with 8 labs with red and green signs, but doesn't go for gates. And he has no steel buffered.
Yeah.
Is the plan just to build the walls to send more stuff without having a lot of production? Could be the case, because he tapped all iron, right? He tapped enough copper, and then he just do some more walls to so that the punch has a bit more. Yeah, how do you say? It's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the strat.
I think we're on for an absolute belter of a final game here. I genuinely do think we're on for a real fucking solid ending here, because I don't I thought that when we logged in today, I thought that it would be Razington, yellow ammo, just send. You know, get you just literally be relentless with the sending. The fact that we're seeing like wall tech and a slight adaptation with green signs, big fan of that. It's still relentless though. I mean, North is still dealing with almost 40% bugs, and somebody just mentioned in chat, nobody has no sends from clutch down to Raz. So he's only dealing with 6% bugs at the 33-minute mark. It's bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
I know what these guys are going for, but still, like, you'd want to push that up to like 20 maybe if you can.
Yeah, but that was Clutch's plan all journey long, right? Don't send at all, scale, and then send cheap, effective stuff and win with that. And hold. And
Hold the line,
maybe he can do it. Maybe he can do it once again. But no, there's a big breach. There's a big breach on top.
Oh yeah, they're right on, and the turrets are ammoless as well. Terrible.
Yeah, no. You can grenade your furnaces, but if you start grenading your turrets, you're in trouble.
Yes. And that's a large chunk of turrets going down there as well. About 6 in total.
And no ammo. That was the reason, right? He has no ammo because he has too many consumers before ammo.
Yes.
I
mean, you could potentially handcraft some magazines, but
he inputs more iron into the lane now. That will fix some of it, but I'm not sure that's enough to saturate the belt with ammo, because like all these turrets need to pick up like 10 each, I think, right?
Yes.
Then the belt needs to buffer, and that all before anything is consumed and more tech spawn, and that's unlikely with 40% evolution.
It's not looking great for Clutch. I mean, I'm certainly not like calling GG or anything, but I wonder if he's going to hit gates. I wonder if we're even going to see him get there.
Not gates. It's
defender, sorry, my bad. Sorry. My brain's already soup and I've only been here for 5 seconds. It was a good day yesterday. It was a long day, but yeah.
Last time you said, it was a long day of streaming, I'm a bit mush in my head, and now it hasn't been a long day and you're still mush, so maybe we'll see. But, big attacks or not. Oh, yeah.
And they're flooded. Flooding in.
And now you grenade everything, You grenade your whole infrastructure. And I think Wrestling is gonna see that. Oh, he's killed.
A death.
Yeah.
35 minutes in as well. As you can see, the bugs at 41%, they're not messing around, they're going straight for the turrets. And it takes a lot to
Can he
kill them.
recover his body? Oh no, he goes straight for additional grenades, which is the right call.
Yeah.
And then get your armor with stuff. But he has no armor, no fish now. He dies again. Gosh.
It's looking dire here, I'm going to be honest. Very dire for Clutch.
And another, but it's only a splitter wave. Oh. And feeding some turrets, that's good. Did he get his body? No, he didn't.
He's just finished defender research as well.
He got it now. And Rest having even normal ammo now. He's trying to...
He knows he's got this if he can just ratchet the pressure up just a little bit more. You know, an extra 5%. A second death.
No, don't run into split. And now the send was perfect. From Res, sending everything he has. Yeah. Might rip up his turrets and send them as well.
Literally, just, you smell blood in the water here, don't you, as a player? I've just got to get myself up, get myself running, and just take everything I have and send it across, because there's nothing here to defend Clutch's base.
And the next wave is Pitta's only, which is super great for him. He can recover. Don't step into the spit, that's most important.
Yeah.
But where's his defense?
Alarm bells are ringing for the north. Yeah, turrets down. Just get something there in place. Red ammo. Okay.
Yeah. He has nothing else. He has no ammo.
2 waves are coming.
Yeah, and when he has to grenade his defense again. And Rez is just sending, which is just correct. Like, we are not here to make friends. We are here to win the tourney. 100%.
Right? It's not personal. It's just professional.
And now there's biters, and can he grenade dance? Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, that's fine. He's lost a lot though. That's a huge investment, and as we can see now, The turrets that are up, that do have ammo, are repelling the bugs back somewhat.
But now there was a wave left, which was from the Waffert ammo belt kill. Yeah. Now there's another wave right where there's no ammo.
And that solidified defensive
very
structure.
Few turrets. But it's again only splitters, which is just lucky. Which is good. I mean, it's the spawn RNG, but it helps them a lot here.
Yeah. Oh, boys, I wouldn't want to be in Clutch's position right now. This must be stressful. He did finish the defender research, but he hasn't managed to get defenders being built up with the amount of defending he's had to do himself.
He's more attacks now. He has to build up when he's done defending. And he hasn't set it up. He can't use it, and Rez is just chilling and sending. And it's 44%, right? Even if he stabilizes, he's only 5% away from big fighters. And maybe the effectiveness is enough. Clutch now going south, getting all the... he's doing hand-fed assemblers now, yeah.
Can he survive, though? I mean, this is bare bones defensively. When you're at 44.6%, this is really, really, like, clinging on with your fingertips defensively.
He doesn't have enough green chips. He only has, 200 green chips that he hand-fed in there. That's not a lot. That's only 33 defenders, and now he's back to defending,
And almost dead.
And he's dead.
Again, I mean, they are inches away from the silo on North. Luckily, they're pathing more towards the actual defensive structures, and we talked about this earlier on slightly, and again, like a line in your defense, they're effectively just opening the door for more waves to flood through. As you can see, that the defenses have just been eviscerated. The bugs have widened that door now for the next few waves to just
they go to the turrets, which are still useful with ammo and the buffered ammo. So
he's not giving up Clutch. He's managing to try and keep this game alive, but it's a struggle.
He still wants to send some. You don't want to lose 45 to 15, right? You want to lose 45 to 30 at least.
yeah.
But he's dead again.
14. I tell you what, 14 defenders gives 8%. If Clutch can keep them chewing up his base and just spitting out a few defenders, but no, there's not enough.
Yeah, he can send 10 yet now, 14. Yeah, send those, and then you can die 45 to 30, and that's it.
So Raz is just outplayed effectively in terms of speed.
Oh, he did send them.
Yeah, he did. It jumped by 8
below 20. Yeah.
But yeah.
And now again by 4.5. Yeah. But because he sent, now his attacks aren't that heavy. So maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Raz has got some upgrades on his gun turrets, which is nice. He still continues to send walls, although now Clutch is finally in a position where he can be aggressive himself. Meanwhile, he doesn't really have much of a base left over, and the defenses are at a push sparse. 4 gun turrets, and then a line of well-fed turrets to the west. This is looking like a really precarious situation if I was North. You could use the defenders to defend with. I don't know if that's worth it, though.
No,
compared to just grenading stuff, just spamming grenades and hoping that, you kill off most of them. But again, they are attracted to this defensive setup here, as another wave to the east is moving towards the silo.
They have a silo attack?
They are so close.
Because
that eastern area has been a real pain this game.
That could have been a chance.
Has Raz had any pain? No, nothing really on Raz. He'll stay on the north.
Well, he will get pain now. He will get big waves, medium biters, but he should be prepared. He has a lot of walls, a lot of furnaces. He has a lot of grenades. Yep. He should be fine. But there's an option that 3 big waves coming because he hasn't had treasure. He breaks, but that's a very slim chance.
Oh dear. There are 2 bugs on top of the silo. They haven't yet attacked it, but I don't know if Clutch has seen this. Hopefully he has. The ninja bugs are the deadliest. As we can see on the south, a largish wave will probably be repelled by the gun turrets that are here, as they take just some minor damage. They're not as the size or scale that the north are dealing with. And Clutch has to have seen this, right?
But it was quite tight. Several turrets ran out of ammo there. So, like, he prepared just enough.
Yeah.
But now there's an attack from the right, but only small fighters, which will help.
I wonder if Clutch's... how many of these are being built? He's got a few already there, and they're still processing. They're coming out kind of slowly, these defenders. It's not as fast as Gates. If I remember correctly, Gates really did churn out like quickly. But Raz is
Gates
finally...
are half a second, and defenders are like 10, or I think 8, maybe the same as grenades.
I'm worried for Clutch. Maybe I'm missing something here, but this is not ideal. Like, you're having to manually defend, whilst you invested so heavily into your turrets being stronger. But he has managed to hit the tech that he believes will win him the game. And he's certainly not lost. This isn't kind of like what had nothing. Like, he has some tools available to him, like grenades. But
yeah,
I guess...
he just plays furnaces and grenades the furnaces. That's best. Better than grenading turrets. Like, he's an experienced battle player. He can hang on. But we are at 48%.
Yeah.
48.
Oh my god, we're so close to 50.
And the defense he now does, grenading furnace while hitting biters, you can't do that with big biters.
Yeah, that's too strong.
Not efficient.
Way too strong.
So I super hope that Rez pushes to like 52% and then just bunkers up and lets him die. I think that would be best. But now a big attack on South.
Yeah, decent size.
A lot of medium biters, but...
Some of them are getting through, punching holes, kind of fracturing the defense.
Rez also throwing grenades at his turrets. And there's another attack, but only splitters, which is great.
And they seem relatively easily repelled compared to what the North is currently dealing with. But it's constant now, though. That's about 3 or 4 waves in a row where you don't get a lot of breathing room in between.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Rez also improved his turrets, I think, to the same extent as Clutch did.
Yeah, and there's a small hole off to the east where the bugs can wrap around the defensive if they come at that angle. Although they're still quite small. There's only a few medium biters in here, which, you know, majoritively speaking, the North are dealing with almost all of their biters being medium sized. So Raz is down to only 44 grenades now. Yeah, I mean, it might not be enough. I mean, I think it will be, but yeah. It's good to see that Raz is having to deal with a little bit of pressure himself, but I do believe that if I had to be in a position on either North or South right now, I'd be much more comfortable on South. Clutch is clutching onto this with his fingernails.
Double attack on Clutch now. Yes,
I prepared so many gate puns as well, by the way. Like, I had loads of gate memes, and we're just not seeing them here today.
But it seems like Clutch can't defend this, if you know what I mean.
There's too many of them. They're too fast.
With his defenders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died again, and... Oh, but the bugs run away to a single furnace 20 times.
Oh, they're swarming now.
They're now.
This is GG. It must be.
Yeah.
What a good game, though. Different.
Definitely different, yeah.
What do we think? I mean, the outcome we expected?
The outcome, yes. The way there, no, not at all.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
I mean, it could have been the exact same game, like with others, the strats we saw before. Yeah, really nice. Do we want to get a winner's interview? Do we try to get that?
So I'm just having a bit of a scan around to see. Oh, sorry, I should mention, as the tournament is now wrapping up, the next tournament will be on the 28th of January at 2 o'clock CET, Central European Time. Feel free to put that into your calendar. It's going to be a banger. We've got more players. There's going to be more money. Hopefully, with the adaptations we're seeing on both of these player sides, we might see some very different playstyles too. So for everybody that's watching, thank you for joining us for this 1v1 tournament. Raslington has been crowned the winner of this 1v1's Masters tournament and be walking away with many, many new euros in his back pocket. Although he's English, so it should be pounds, right? I mean, we're not even part of the EU. I don't want to get all political and stuff, but it should be pounds. I'm sure he'd be happy to be paid in pints. Congratulations. Commiserations to Clutch, but well played. To get to a final is no mean feat. And I believe that Clutch's playstyle has really, it's lended itself to new adaptations here. And I think they want us to interview Raslington. Do you think we'd be able to get him into the call to interview?
Sure, let's try that.
Do you
Because
have him on
I'm
Discord? I don't think I've got him as a... But if you can invite him in, we can have a quick chat.
like the main issue that is that I'm on my phone Discord now.
Oh dear. Okay, let me see if I can grab him.
But okay, just add.
He might not want to talk. He might be exhausted at this point. But I've just sent Raslington a quick message asking if he wants to do a quick interview. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. This has been a really, really good event. I mean, it was meant to end last week, obviously, but here we are today. No response as of yet, but he might just be celebrating. You know, I'd be celebrating at this point.
That you take a minute and then join.
Yeah. So for all of you that have joined us, again, thank you. There's more to come. There's more Biter Battles Captain's games to come. There'll be educational content to come as well for all of you newbies. I love drawing on my screen. It really helps kind of show off and illustrate different points. So I'll be using that as much as possible. And I want to thank everybody involved in organising. This stuff is all based off volunteers. All of the money that's given, it's not kind of sponsorship money. It's just individual people. Oh, cool. I can add Raslington to the call. All right, we have our winner coming in. Let me see how I can do this. Add him to the call. How do I invite more people in? Hey, Raslington, give me a second. I have... well, congratulations first, I should say.
Oh, thank you.
How do you feel winning the 1v1 tournament?
Yeah. Good.
Has it been a stressful week for you this week, you know, kind of with this looming in the background, or has it been really chill and it's just like another game?
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, decent amount of pressure with this one because I was just having fun last week. Obviously, this week was a final.
Yeah.
You know what it's like carrying that burden around, like...
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, we're used to it in the speedrunning community. You got to plan your way out of it, so that's what happened there.
I'm going to try and get Pitta into this, but I'm struggling to
go ahead.
add people in. And do you have any plans for the prize money? Are you going to save it? Is it going to be a big Christmas for you this Christmas, or just
a little treat with the cash. I don't know whether anyone knows, but me and Clutch agreed that the crypto portion of the prize fund would go towards the next tournament.
Oh, brilliant! That's awesome.
So, you know, I had a really great time with the tournament. Definitely want to play more. Love to see more people get involved. So you know, that's my contribution for the next tourney.
Mate, thank you. That's awesome. We're thinking about. Well, I'm currently in the process of making some educational content for kind of brand new players or people that know Factorio but don't know the 1v1 side of life as well. So hopefully we can get a whole new kind of generation of people in, or a new kind of player base in that will eventually probably end up playing against you. So
you should be able to invite Peter now.
Yeah, how do I do that?
I need to add him as a friend. That's why.
Got you right. Here we go. Do this. So I'm really new to streaming, so this is all quite...
Yeah, listen, it's good.
Right.
Actually overwhelmed with positive emotions, Ghosty.
That's good stuff, man. That's honestly...
Love winning.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's a victory that nobody can take away from you. You know, if you put Factorio down...
Yeah, you know what, Ghosty? It's interesting you say it, because that's exactly why I agreed to defer it.
Yeah. Because,
you know, it's easy to take the default win.
Yeah.
But this is undisputed, mate.
100%. And again, it was a really competitive tournament for you, as well as for Clutch and everybody else involved. There were no gimme games where it was just a guarantee, GG easy, you know, I'm going to walk over this guy. And do you know is there a way, can you add Pitta in? Do you have him as a friend on it? I'm really terrible at Discord, mate. I'm sorry. I wish I knew all the buttons. I need to kind of level myself up a little bit here.
Let's see. Should we just like join a channel in the Biter Battles?
Yeah, let's do that instead. Yeah. In fact, yeah, we'll jump into one of the empty Biter Battles channels. Let's head to Signs Outpost. And then I'll invite everybody in. Cool, right, I'm sending Pitta an invite now. and hopefully we can get all of us in. One of the questions my chat had is, what was the thinking behind the change of strategy? We saw a slight deviation from just your turret and your yellow ammo send into
Yeah,
walls.
look, I mean, I'm happy to share. You know, we were looking for an enhancement on the 50% timing,
Okay.
game 3. I had a loose plan last week. I mean, I explored a couple of options.
Yeah.
Turrets, gate, and red ammo.
Yeah.
Gates and red ammo, on paper, are really strong, but there's some challenges around making that work at scale very quickly.
Got you.
So just way more detail, mate. Way more detail, a higher steady state of turret production. And this map, incidentally, was actually quite bad. I really wanted 6 lanes of iron.
Got you.
And I got about 4.5. But all of the iron was going into turrets, and obviously you've probably seen an enhancement on science as well.
Yeah, interesting to see that. I mean, you didn't prioritize, if I remember correctly, game 1 and 2. It was mostly just red science and then just that.
Yeah, look,
relentless spam.
the OG plan didn't even plan for nades. That was an improv for game 2 versus
Right.
clutch.
Yeah.
But game 3 was planned science, planned +1/+1 with a view to pushing +2 damage.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a really
solid,
good game.
mate. It was honestly, it's been a pleasure to watch because it's hard to express to anybody watching how fast you guys are actually going until you're in the game and you look to the south and you're like, holy crap, that guy's like 10 minutes ahead of me. And I've just
Yeah, I
started
mean, I was
doing
looking for that fast 4 lane, big ammo, ammo. Get the iron drag going on Clutch's economy.
Yeah, yeah,
Get the time drag going on Clutch himself while he's got to defend.
yeah. And that's another important thing to note is that you're forcing them to be away from their plans. You know, setting up defenses which are inevitably going to be tested over time as that percentage.
Absolutely.
goes up. So, yeah, very good game plan.
I have Wes, I have a question. First of all, congrats. But what was the wall strat there? Was
So
it just boost production because you?
So we were
enough iron?
capped for iron, right? So
Yeah.
it was just to convert resources into mutagen. Walls was the only available way to do it.
Okay. So because you hit all iron, you couldn't increase
Yeah,
it.
so
you didn't want
that
to
was
go
my
max
plan
red
for a
ammo?
low iron econ. Red ammo's no good.
Okay.
You need a lot of assemblers to make it work.
Yeah. But I have a question.
mate.
Maybe you know the question. Maybe you thought about it yourself. Is defender bots a strat?
I have looked at defender bots in the past. I think defender bots can be a strat, but it's got some challenges because you must transition through red ammo. And I think, maybe I'm biased here, but I think no send is no good. That game, I had free reign to do whatever I wanted and push as hard as I wanted on econ until the very end of the game.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. You just can't do that. It's no good.
They do say that a good defense is a strong offense. Pushing them, forcing their plan to deviate. And I always found it slightly odd that you've played many games, and obviously your speed has been your strongest tool, obviously, in your planning. But why nobody decided to counterpunch and just try and push you to 10? 15,
Look,
maybe 20?
I anticipated the change in strat. I didn't anticipate defender bots.
Yeah.
I was thinking, look, maybe there's going to be some early sends in there. I welcomed it. Anything that would further delay the tech build, the gates. Even potentially turret versus turret. But, if someone wants to go turret versus turret, they're in for a bad time, Ghosty.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
Yeah, but now he didn't go for gates, but did go for the even further item, right? Which is defender bots, which seems kind of strange.
Yeah, I mean, I was miles ahead of game 2 for my Evo. My Evo was really, really good, considering 4.5 lane as well. I mean, I looked at the clock and I was like 48%, 45 minutes. It's tricky, right? The other thing as well, I mean, there's some red ammo in there, but how do you convert resources into defense when you're going for defender bots and gates? You can't get enough.
You hope that the other side doesn't send, then the strategy works, right? Then the first 2 defender or gates or whatever wins. And that was the meta in the upper bracket, to be honest. Scaling, and then sending, and whoever hits their item first wins. But yeah, the pressure from the bottom bracket just breaks that strategy if executed correctly. And well, I guess you showed it like 2 games, maybe even 3. That's really nice. And yeah, you showed that in battle battles it's all about putting the other person out of their comfort zone. And yeah, that hit him hard, I
Big
think.
time. They do say speed kills, you know. And I think that you organise that pressure quite well. So every time Clutch wanted to go, or any of the opponents you played really, anytime somebody wanted to go and do something, it was almost like the send came at the worst moment for them, best moment for you, worst moment for them. So I don't know if that was part of the plan or if it was just relentless. But
Yeah, I was just relentless, man. I was a bit light on scouting early doors.
Got
So there was no strategy behind the send timing. That's good luck for me, I suppose.
yeah,
But 3 main things really. 4-minute push. Eat that.
yeah.
Eat the biggest 4-minute push possible. Enjoy that experience. 10-minute push. Get medium biters on the way by 10 minutes.
Okay,
And then scale to max iron and race to 50%.
got
And
you. Okay.
the other benefit with turrets here, Ghosty, is that once I hit the desired Evo level, the entire economy goes into defense, right?
Got you. Okay, right. So you can transition away from.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah,
Back
okay.
to turrets, lots
like
of
that.
ammo, lots of nades.
What a great win. I mean, if you don't mind, I've got all of your games, so I might cut up the highlights of your run to the final and then the final itself, if that's all right.
By all means.
But yeah, mate, congrats. That's a great, solid win.
Yeah, I'm actually, I had some nerves about today, to be honest. People that know me will know I'm quite competitive and I don't like losing very much and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah, you handled it quite well. You don't like losing, just win. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really have many other questions. Does chat have any questions for Raslington whilst we're here? Does anybody want to ask him something about either the game or... We'll give him a second to maybe reply. I know some of them are. Any % win rate when?
Yeah,
world
it's another
record.
project I've got cooking up at the moment.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, soon, TM.
Do you have any tips? So I've been tempted to come across. Obviously, I'm biter battle centric to begin with, having never really played any of these types of games in the past. Pretty much coming from a competitive. Somebody's asked Zasper, a new chatter in my chat, has asked Raslington, why are you so cool, and how can I be like you?
I'm sorry, Zaspar. Sometimes it's just out of reach for some people, mate.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's genetics. Yeah, so how do I get into speedrunning was my question, I guess. Like, is there an entry level way to learn? Is it like just learn how to automate up to red or up to, like, what's the entry?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think just get stuck in. There's some great guides out there. There's some short runs, there's long runs. I think any % is a great category to give you a very broad understanding, and you can, go at your own pace, right? There's a guide build, Peter, right? That's designed for newbies.
Yep.
For lack of a better
There's a
word.
guide built for beginners where you don't have to be tile perfect and has a design target like 3 to 2.5 hours, but you can also just start with it. And there are definitely like guide builds for the world record iterations. So just step on the Discord, on the speedrun Discord, and you will get a lot of help. Just be nice, ask, and that's the way to go.
I'm more than happy to concede that I'm going to be completely fresh coming in. So I'm not looking to really kind of try and challenge anything. I think it's more about just trying something new. But, I think that's the way we're going to go. I'm going to have to shoot off, boys, purely just because I need to get some food on. Once again, congratulations on being our champion, our 1v1 master. Enjoy the money. I hope to see you at a future event, and obviously see you on stream as well. Obviously, everybody in chat does know that Raslington is a streamer, much larger streamer than me. So head over to his stream to check out the in-game VOD of him winning. Pitta, thank you for joining me as a co-host. It's been a pleasure doing these final games and the semi-final games. And I'll see you guys in and around. And I hope you have a great end to what's been a pretty good 2023. Hopefully it's been good for you guys.
Absolutely.
And I hope to see many of you in 2024.
Take it easy, Ghosty.
Have fun. Good luck, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your year. Thanks for joining me. And goodbye.
Bye-bye.